Hello everybody, this is Mark with another video. Now, as I said in my update video, I was going to do reviews on Spyro and Crash games. Yep, and I'm doing one right now, and this one's on the first ever Spyro the Dragon game on the PS1. Now, a lot of you people might be asking, well, Mark, isn't it a bit too late to review this game since a lot of people have done it? Well, yeah, that's true, but I'm gonna do this for people who want to get into the Spyro series, and they can get advice from a true fan who doesn't bitch about Spyro having a man voice in the new games and looking quote-unquote ugly. So, enough talk, let's get to it. Even though the 1980s were the years video games started to change people's lives, the 1990s were considered the best years of gaming, because it was when video game characters became more popular, with Sega's Sonic the Hedgehog competing against the leader of gaming, Nintendo's Mario. But later, in 1994, another company named Sony Computer Entertainment Europe decided to join the video game bandwagon and create their own game console, and that console was the Sony PlayStation. All they needed was a suitable mascot to compete against Mario and Sonic themselves. Well, with the help of Naughty Dog, in 1996 they released one of their first 3D platformers games for their console, and that was Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot became a critical and commercial success upon release, making it one of the main reasons why to own a PlayStation, and therefore making Crash Bandicoot himself the appropriate mascot for Sony. But Crash was not alone, because later in 1998, another video game developer company, Insomniac Games, joined Sony and made their own 3D platformer and a second mascot for the PlayStation, and that was Spyro the Dragon. Like Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon became a critical and commercial success, and later became one of the most memorable games for the PlayStation, and this game is what I'm going to talk about in this review today. So let's begin. The plot of the game is pretty basic. The main villain, Nasty Nork, is angered after being insulted by one of the dragons who was talking about him on a documentary show, and because of that, he turns every single dragon except Spyro into stone and has his minions invade the dragon worlds. So with Spyro being the only one unfrozen, it is up to him to rescue the dragon worlds and defeat Nasty Nork once and for all. Pretty decent story, but at least it's clean. As for the gameplay, you start off at a hub world and you have 5 levels to go to. The first 3 levels are the main levels of the hub worlds, the 4th level is a boss fight, and the 5th level is a flying level. Your main objective of each level is to collect all the gems, free all the dragons from Crystal, and collect dragon eggs from Blue Thieves. Now, unlike Crash Bandicoot, Spyro is more non-linear, which means you have a lot more to explore and you can leave the level whenever you want. There are different types of gems scattered all over the levels. The red gems give you 1 gem, the green ones give you 2, the blue ones give you 5, the gold ones give you 10, and the purple ones give you 25. Once you free a dragon from Crystal, the freed dragon will either give you advice or hints that will help you out later on in the game, or will just give you the line.
Thank you for releasing me!
There are 6 different hub worlds in the game, so let me list them down for you. Artisans, Peacekeepers, Magic Crafters, Beastmakers, Dreamwavers, and Nork Nexus, which is Nasty Nork's homeworld, and each of these hub worlds have their own different levels, boss fights, and flight levels. Speaking of the flight levels, these levels are more different than the other levels. You're flying and your main objective is to take out a number of obstacles before the time runs out. Once you destroy an obstacle, it will give you 1, 2, or 3 second delay on the timer, giving you more time to complete everything. So that's pretty much the gameplay. Now moving on to the controls. The controls are smooth and they are straightforward to get used to. You have the ability to glide, breathe fire, and charge with your horns. On certain levels you will need to flame enemies that are large, and charge enemies that wield metal armor. But what's better than the controls is the game's soundtrack. There was not a single song in the game that I hated. The music for each level is really catchy and it fits the level well. are there any problems I have with the game? Well, I do have 3 issues with the game. First of all, even though I like all the level designs of each level, I think Insomniac added too much levels. Do you know how many levels there are in this game? 34. 34 levels? Yep, that means you'll be collecting a lot, and I mean a lot in the game. Another problem I have is the boss fights. They're not terrible, but they seem too easy and lacking in challenge. I think the only challenging boss was Metalhead, a giant robot where you have to destroy these antennas to take him down. Also, the boss fight with Nasty Nork wasn't anything special either. The music in the fight was epic, but all you're doing is chasing Nasty until you have the chance to hit him. And the final problem is Spyro's voice that I have. I know they try to make him sound like a kid, but he sounds like he has asthma. But at least it's better than his voice in Spyro: A Hero's Tale. And so those were my views on Spyro the Dragon. So overall, if you're wanting to try out the Spyro franchise, I highly suggest playing the first game before playing any of the sequels or any of the new games that came before them. Spyro the Dragon is a nostalgic classic despite its flaws. I will admit I don't play the game much anymore because I think the sequels were better, but now and then I do come back to this game to bring back that nostalgic feeling. I give Spyro the Dragon an 8.8 out of 10, meaning great. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching.